Ooh, this book feels big. What the heck is this?
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing another book haul. If you didn't see my last book haul, I'll have it linked as a card somewhere up here so you can check that out. But just to kind of give some context and some background, the Barnes & Noble near where I live, the one that I usually go to, is actually closing. So they're doing a sale to try to get rid of all of their inventory. So the sale started off as 25% and then it went up to 40%. And it's not over yet. The store hasn't like closed yet. So it may even go up again higher than that. I don't know. But I'm going to take you guys through all the books that I've gotten thus far. And I have all of my books in this tote. So we are just going to jump right into it. So the first book that I picked up, so mind you, these are all books that were already on my TBR. I didn't just walk into the store and just buy random stuff just because. This is all stuff that I already wanted to get but was kind of like, I don't know, waiting, holding out. But now that it's on sale, I'm like, what the heck, might as well get it now while it's on sale, right? So the first book that I got, and these are in no particular order, it's literally just the order that I pulled out of the bag, is Bunny by Mona, is it Awad? I don't know how you say the name, but Bunny, I got this book. I have been wanting this book for a while. And to be honest, some of these books are books that were on my TBR that I knew that I wanted to read, but I don't remember what they were about or why I wanted to read them. But obviously I wouldn't have put them on my list if there wasn't like a valid reason why I wanted to read it. So some of these, I don't remember what they're even about. So I'm going to refresh my memory and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about them. A scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people, Samantha Heather Mackey is utterly repelled by the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort at New England's elite Warren University, a clique of unbearably saccharine yet sinister rich girls who call each other Bunny and seem to move and speak as one. But everything changes when Samantha receives an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon and finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, ditching her only friend Ava in the process. As Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the Bunny's world and begins to take part of their monstrous experiments, the edges of reality begin to blur. Soon her friendships with Ava and the Bunnies will be brought into deadly collision. Interesting. I think there's like some kind of like culty type of trope going on in this as well. So I just thought this was cool. It sounded cool. The cover was cute. So I was like, so next, I don't even want to look. I don't even want to know what it is. What is this? Oh, Unravel Me. So you guys probably saw one of my last videos. I don't know if it was the last one or if there was more in between this one and that one, but I'll again link it somewhere up here. But in my September reading wrap-up, I think, I had read Shatter Me. And so the next novel in the series is Unravel Me. But there is a novella in between the two, and that is Fracture Me? No, Destroy Me? I don't remember. Yeah, so it's Shatter Me, Destroy Me, the novella, and then Unravel Me. So I also, it's not going to be in this video because it hasn't come yet. I had to order it online because they didn't have it in the store. But I did also get the, I think, is it called Ignite Me, I think is the name of the book that has Destroy Me and Fractured Me, both of those novellas in one place. So that is on the way. If you're not familiar with the Shatter Me series, this is basically a dystopian world. There's a girl who has this ability to kill people by touching them, and so the government wants to use her as a weapon, and she's basically trying to get away from them and escape. That's like the kind of the short, non-spoilery version of what the story is about. There is a romance that develops. I'm curious to see if the romance is going to develop even more, possibly into a love triangle, question mark. And from what I've read, I think that novella, the Destroy Me novella, is from the perspective of Warren, maybe, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I will, eventually, when it comes, I will read that, and then I will be able to read Unravel Me. Oh, what's this? It's the hardcover. The Black Hamptons by Carl Weber. So this recently became a TV show, I think on BET. It might say, oh yeah, BET original series. So it just sounded really interesting. Like the Hamptons, it's not a place that you typically hear about black people being at. So the Black Hamptons, I'm just like, okay. You see some black people with some money? Other than Fresh Prince, we don't usually get to see that. The Britons are the owners of Amistad Bank, the nation's largest minority-owned bank. They consider themselves the first family of the Black Hamptons and have owned their estate home for 3 generations. Their matriarch, Carolyn Britton, and her 2 sons, Malcolm and Martin, are not to be played with. They truly embody the Blackhamptons' old guard and will do whatever they feel necessary to maintain their place at the top. The Johnsons are relatively new to the Blackhamptons, having summered there only 5 years. Sometimes they still feel like outsiders, but that might be because Anthony Johnson is viewed as competition by the Britons. He's the handsome CEO of Sydney Tech, a company he built from the ground up. Many people consider him to be the most powerful black man in the Blackhamptons. When a piece of land comes up for sale in this exclusive community, it sparks a war between the Britons and the Johnsons. It's old money versus new money, and neither family seems willing to compromise. Will the tension between them shatter any hopes of a peaceful summer? Sounds juicy. Sounds like family drama. I actually hadn't planned on buying this yet. Because it has to do with like summering and like vacationing in the Blackhamptons, I kind of had planned on reading this in the summer of next year. But like I said, they were having a sale and like it'll be cheaper to get it now than to try to wait till next summer. So this will sit probably on my TBR on my shelf until next summer. Alright, what is next? Oh, this book feels big. What the heck is this? What is this? Oh, Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I did not realize this book was that thick. Jeez. The cover was really cute, so that's pretty much all it takes. Give me like a good booktuber saying that they really liked the book and give me a cute cover, and there's a good chance that it'll probably end up on my TBR. I have no idea what this is about. I heard something about like enemies to lovers or something, but that's really all I know. I don't even know if that's right. A formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations, a son destined to lead, thrust suddenly into power, 3 fierce young women of the Raton, the Queen's premier guard, the legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself, a dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat-and-mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them intimately together in a battle that may cost them their lives and their hearts. That doesn't really tell you much about the book. I have no idea what this is about. I don't know why anybody would want to read this when you don't have any idea what the heck this book is about. That told me absolutely nothing. If it wasn't for the fact that there are other people that I know that have read this book that gave it high praise, I would not have ever picked this up, honestly. Here's to putting all my trust in other booktubers' reviews. What's this? What is this? Oh, The American Roommate Experiment. So this is by Elena Armas. I guess that's the same person that wrote The Spanish Love Deception, which ironically, The Spanish Love Deception is a book that I told myself I would never read. Just because I've heard too many mixed things about it and too many like negative things about it, and it just doesn't sound like a book that I would enjoy. So yeah, I'm just not interested. Watch like a year from now, I'll be like, oh, that's what I read. Anyway, so this, I actually did read the back of this and it sounded really interesting, and that's the reason why I got it. Rosie Graham has a problem. A few, actually. The ceiling of her New York apartment literally crumbles on her. She heads to her best friend Linda's empty apartment, not knowing that Linda already lent a studio to her cousin Lucas, who Rosie has been stalking, for lack of better words, on Instagram. I don't remember reading that. That's funny. That's so like, that's such a like today thing to do. To Rosie's surprise, Lucas offers to let her stay with him, at least until she can find some affordable temporary housing. When Lucas learns of Rosie's writer's block, he proposes an outrageous idea to bring back her literary muse and meet her deadline. He'll take her on a series of experimental dates meant to jumpstart her romantic inspiration. Rosie has nothing to lose, but Lucas's stay in New York has an expiration date, and 6 weeks may not be enough time for either her or her deadline. So yeah, that just sounded fun. This is probably going to be a thing where he like sets her up on a bunch of dates and then eventually they end up together. But it just sounded like it's probably going to be like a funny, cute, like little rom-com. So I was like, ooh. And once again, the cover is freaking adorable. So, like I said, it doesn't take much to sell me. I think there's another book in this bag that has a similar setup to this one. I don't know what it's called though. I don't even know how many more is in here. Is it just one? Oh no, there's 2. Oh yeah, this was the book that I think was like similar to The American Roommate Experience or whatever it's called. This is called Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Now, I've heard of Christina Lauren. I think they wrote like Love in Other Words or something. One of those books that's like really popular, especially on Book Talk. And there's like at least 2 different books that I've heard people talk about that's by this author. But this, I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about, which was kind of surprising. I don't know, maybe it's old or something. But when I read the back, which I don't fully remember what this is about, but I remember reading the back and being like, oh, this actually sounds really interesting. Like, I'm surprised that this is not a more talked about book. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just old and it was talked about and it's just not anymore. But it says, Hazel Camille Bradford Bradford. Why did I say her name like that? Hazel Camille Bradford knows she's a lot to handle, and frankly, most men aren't up to the challenge. If her army of pets and thrill for the absurd don't send them running, her lack of filter means she'll say exactly the wrong thing in a delicate moment. Their loss. She's a good soul in search of honest fun. Josh M., is that how you say his name? Has known Hazel since college, when her zany playfulness proved completely incompatible with his mellow restraint. From the first night they met, when she graciously told him she would be honored to give you sex tonight, to when she sent him an unintelligible email while in a post-surgical haze, Josh has always thought of Hazel as more of a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, and after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. Not that Josh and Hazel date, at least not each other, because setting each other up on progressively terrible double-blind dates so they can hang out together means there's nothing between them, right? This also sounds like a really funny rom-com, so I'm really excited to read this. I hope that this is as good as it sounds. And what's the last book? What is it? Oh yeah, I don't know why that's in there. Alright. The last book that I got is actually an anthology. It's called Black Enough. So it's an anthology with several different, why is this not focusing? Hello? I don't know if you can read that. There we go. So this is an anthology. So it's a bunch of different stories basically about being young and black in America. And I just thought this was a really interesting book. I've never read an anthology. I don't really read short stories or poetry and stuff like that. So it was just something different that I think would be really interesting to read. I saw some like reviews and stuff about this that had like good things to say about it. I didn't see anything negative. Or I personally didn't come across any negative reviews about this book. So I'm really excited to check this out and see, you know, how far I get. Like I said, I typically don't read short stories. This is definitely going to be kind of like a new format of reading for me. So we'll see how that goes. And there you have it, guys. Those are all the books that I've bought so far during this sale that they're currently having at Barnes & Noble. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe you got some recommendations from this list of books that I got. If any of these books you have read, or if they are also on your TBR, let me know that down below. Do all that YouTube stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Rosie Graham has a problem. A few, actually. She just quit her job. Are you done?